There's a lot of deep stuff in that I don't even fully understand. But one thing I do know for certain, he conquered death, hell, and the grave, and he got some keys. Jesus didn't lose the keys. Adam and Eve lost the keys in the Garden of Eden. Somebody says, why does Jesus got to go get them? Because mankind lost them. We submitted our authority to the enemy, and then Jesus had to go back to get the keys, to get our authority and give it back to you and I. We can walk in that same authority, but you have to have the keys. Whew. I didn't tell my wife I was going to tell this story tonight. But recently, very recently, within a matter of like 3 or 4 days, my wife, bless her heart, she walked out of our house, and she locks the door behind her, and she's just whistling, singing along, whatever she does when she's leaving our house. And she shuts the door, and then she walks out to the car and realized something. I don't have my keys. I was not in town at the time. That was the first time. Thankfully, once I got home, I was able to let her in. Now, the second time, she walked out of the house, our house, left the keys in the house again, and locked the door behind her. Now, this time, I wasn't going to be home for a while. Bless her heart again. She gets on YouTube and looks up how to pick a lock to a door. Now, we've got some flathead screwdrivers in our garage that she can get into, but she can't get into our house where the keys are. She's not a criminal, don't worry. Some of you are getting quiet. And so Kacy starts picking the lock. She texts me. She said, I'm going to try to pick the lock. I'm going to look it up on YouTube. I'm like, okay, if you can't get it, let me know. I'll try to come home. She texts me like a few minutes later. I'm like, wow, that was pretty good timing. That may come in handy at some point. No, I'm kidding. But in the midst of this event, the Lord was speaking to me about keys. She got the door open when she picked the lock. Yeah, just a matter of minutes. It didn't take her that long. So, yeah. Good job, Kacy, for breaking into our house. But the Lord began to speak to me about keys and how every day there are believers who walk out of their home, but they leave their keys of authority in their house, thus locking themselves out of what is rightfully theirs and what they should be possessing. Oh, come on, somebody. And then we have churches that they welcome in the broken and the hurting and the hopeless. And they may get them born again, but in that church there's no authority. There's no access to the throne of God. And so they leave people powerless. What do keys do? They grant you access and authority. Authority to walk in, access to the throne of God.